is, guys? It's your boy BlastphamousHD, and there's nothing worse than a horrifyingly bad moment of instant regret. Humbling by experience, which is why we're here to check out moments of instant regret caught on camera. More 11.
A moment of instant regret can be a truly remarkable thing to observe, be it funny, shocking, or just plain embarrassing. And thanks to the internet, we now have a near endless stream of regrettable moments at our disposal. And so today we'll be taking a look at some especially dim-witted individuals whose misguided shenanigans left them questioning their whole life's decisions. From mud-covered calamities and problematic piercings to toilet trouble and much, much more. Stay tuned as we check out some unbelievable moments of instant regret caught on camera.
I could have told her that was a bad idea. You can cut the rest of that intro.
Now, we've all embarrassed ourselves at some time or other and totally regretted it. Like, for example, that one time I apparently single-handedly ruined Santa for a bunch of kids and had a flood of angry parents in my comments. Yeah, sorry about that. But anyway, what happened to the lady in the clip you're about to see is probably worse than anything you can list off. Just take a look at what happened when this one mom fearlessly dived straight into a children's foam pit. Yeesh. Now, the only positive I can draw is that no children were injured during the making of this video. They all ran clear of the pit before they could find themselves at the mercy of Mama's leap of faith.
Needed the jaws of life to pull her out.
The only thing that was injured here was this poor woman's dignity. I mean, imagine so severely lacking the upper body strength that you have to be more or less airlifted out and having it all caught on camera. Yikes. Well, like I said, we all embarrass ourselves sooner or later. And in another case of adults behaving badly, this next fellow was splashing around in his local pool when his mischief ultimately ended in disaster.
Michael, don't leave me here. Michael!
As the old saying goes, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Yep, after hiding inside the water slide as the water park was closing, this hooligan flew under the staff's radar and wound up being locked inside the slide. And while during his incarceration I'm sure he came to regret his tomfoolery, it pays to remember, if you play silly games, you win silly prizes.
That's real.
A sentiment that clearly got lost on this next guy who, as you'll soon see, severely overestimated the abilities of his car.
That must be a Benz Aquata. The car that can turn into a boat and then back into a car again. No, it's swimming. He got it. Yeah.
Of course he is.
Turn on the windshield wipers. You gotta turn on the windshield wipers.
Last I checked, Vauxhall Zephyrs aren't amphibious vehicles, which is why our driver immediately lost control and floated helplessly down the street. In just a few moments, this guy managed to irrevocably damage not only his car, but his street cred too. But as if sinking your car into a huge puddle wasn't social anxiety inducing enough, there are worse places to get stuck, or should I say, get your hands stuck, as the girl in this next clip can certainly attest. Oh, wait, what? How? Well, the good news is this wasn't in the pursuit of turds, but rather the girl had accidentally dropped her razor down there. And having made the regrettable, not to mention unhygienic decision to hurl her hand in to retrieve it, she ended up getting stuck. And well, it doesn't get much more embarrassing than having to be escorted out by firemen while your hand is lodged down a poop chute.
No!
I mean, considering razors are generally pretty inexpensive, would I personally shove my bare hand down the toilet to retrieve one? Probably not. But hey, that's just me. Moving along now, and when Canadian TikToker Molly OBrien was attempting to make her younger cousin laugh, she definitely managed to do that, albeit very much at her own expense.
Did you really get that stuck
Talk
in
about
there?
putting yourself in harm's way, or rather, harmonica's way. Safe to say that Molly's cousin, along with millions of other viewers who watched the clip, got a laugh out of
She
this.
got a long throat.
In the end, Molly
Got
had
the
to
whole
have
thing
the
in there.
harmonica professionally removed
like
at
that.
the dentist, at which point she should have asked them if her wisdom teeth were coming in, as clearly she ain't all that wise. Also, speaking to a severe lack of wisdom is this next girl who demonstrates why it's probably not a great idea to wear a lip piercing whilst having braces.
How you gonna eat? Done stapled her own mouth closed. Damn. Look at the breast.
Oh, ouch. I can almost feel her pain. Not to mention regret. I mean, imagine not even being able to cry or talk because it will either rip your skin or tear your braces out. Interestingly, it doesn't seem possible for the beaded end of the piercing to have slipped under there on its own. So this pain seems self-inflicted, which is honestly even more embarrassing. But trust me, for self-inflicted embarrassment and discomfort, we're just getting started. That face says it all. It was all going so well until attempting the splits. And trust me, I'm speaking from experience when I say that's gonna hurt in the morning. Speaking of bruised bodies and egos, this lady overextended just a little when she came across a punch bag in the arcade.
How does he beat herself up?
Yeah, she sure packs a mean punch, all right. But
Punch
in
herself
all
right in the
honesty,
mouth.
I really don't see how it could have gone much worse than it did. That said, she could maybe stand a chance against Jake Paul, right? But it seems folks far and wide are getting themselves into messy situations, as you'll definitely see in this next clip. Check it out.
Why does it look like she's tied to this? Like she's the one pulling the sleigh or the mud vehicle, I suppose.
All I can say is, thank God that Muddy Mom's daughter was there. Not to help her, of course, but to get her misfortune on tape for our viewing pleasure. Now this is what the internet's for. In fact, in a similar occurrence, two pals were out dog walking through the countryside when they came across a steep, slippery hill. TikToker Claire Styles whipped out her phone to try and catch it on camera.
Yo, turn up. Yeah, man. Yeah, that is. Yeah, what? Just dodge the poop. God dang, that's steep. Oh. Oh, get the camera out your lap. That's a real slide right there.
Claire well and truly got her own dose of karma for laughing at her pal. And while I'm sure the whole experience of sliding down a hill and getting drenched in mud was less than ideal, she's probably very grateful that she already had her camera rolling, considering how she's racked up millions of views on TikTok. But moving on to another slippery one, and when this next lady was attempting to mount a floatable inflatable in the water, things soon went south. My favorite part is the extreme lack of concern from her husband and daughter, who, as you could hear, were immediately in hysterics. But I must admit, with that rolling plop into the water, I'd find it hard not to laugh too. But if you're hungry for more anti-athleticism, then just get a load of this next clip of a lady in Brazil attempting to bowl. Emphasis on the word attempting.
Imagina ela lá. Dá uma balançadinha e pega o meio aí bem baixo.
Yeah, you got it. There's no way this goes
Pra
bad.
frente, Dora. Ai!
Oh my God. Oh no. Oh, that's not
strike?
good.
I mean, there's no denying that she definitely struck something. Still, the way she was able to hurl that hefty ball so far up was pretty darn impressive. But while we're talking about throwing things, this next video comes from a guy who, for some strange reason, thought it might be a good idea to throw his phone in the air while trampolining. Spoiler alert, it didn't go well.
He's screwed. Oh, damn!
Ouch, right in the goonies.
Oh,
I mean, if
damn!
that isn't the face of a man who instantly regretted his decision, I don't know what is. What's ironic is that his idea was throwing the phone would get the perfect shot, and I think it's fair to say the phone certainly did get the perfect shot. It's certainly no mystery as to why women live longer than men. But if you want to enjoy a near endless stream of people doing stupid and regrettable things, there are plenty more where that came from on my channel. Now let's get back to it with one granddad and his grandchild playing with a toy plane.
Is that Tiger Woods?
What's that? It suddenly took a bit of a crash landing. Check it out.
I know what I'm doing.
force.
Bitch, I'm Tiger Woods. Yeah! Oh, shit! Oh, my God.
Right in the kisser. Well, no one ever said aviation was easy, I guess. But while
Airplane
navigating
tastes
the
good.
skies can be understandably difficult, sometimes the ground itself presents similar trouble. Take a look.
I still don't remember what we done. Oh my god, Daniel! Daniel!
That shit went out like a Super Mario World trap. One of the ones in Bowser's
Talk
Castle.
about sending Granny to an early grave. And while it is pretty bizarre that there is just a huge secret hole there, which some have suggested may connect to a basement or drainage system, I have my own theory that it is clearly a warp pipe to the Mushroom Kingdom. Poor lady probably had a bunch of Goombas and piranha plants nibbling at her ankles. Speaking of older folks having a hard time though, grandparents are not always the best when it comes to keeping up with technology. For example, when one TikToker attempted to introduce her grandma to a fun moving optical illusion camera filter, things quite literally went in a downward spiral. You can almost see the poor old dear's life flash before her eyes as the illusion throws her straight off balance. And while I'll admit that it was funny, I wouldn't want to be the person responsible for Granny's second hip replacement after startling her with a frickin' TikTok filter. And while the older generations may struggle to get to grips with modern tech in general, the younger generations still encounter their own different batch of tech-related issues. While partaking in a fun little TikTok dance, the girl up next seemed to get a little carried away. So much so it ended fatally for her laptop.
I cannot believe I just did that.
Ha ha.
That was so stupid.
That's what you get for thirst trapping. Trying to thirst trap. That's what you get. Yep.
I have no words.
You have no words. Yep. No words.
Oh my gosh.
Oh dear, several $1,000s eliminated in one small leap. What's funnier is just imagining her explaining this to the staff at Apple's Genius Bar. In our modern era, regrettable decisions seem to occur endlessly, particularly online. Whether it be questionable haircuts, cringy social media posts, or as in the case of these next teens, attaching a DIY hammock to a precarious makeshift bunk bed. It's what all the teens are doing these days.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I did as a child.
What's most concerning is that you can see that their bunk bed was actually just a standard bed propped up by shelves, meaning it was already incredibly unstable. Perhaps these girls would do well to pay a bit more attention in physics class. 2023 French TikToker Loriana decided to try the viral Kylie Jenner lip challenge from 2015. which if you don't remember saw individuals suctioning their lips by sucking all the air out of cups in order to make their lips swell and look more plump. But despite this being dangerous, what with it potentially causing bruising and long-term nerve damage, Loriana went ahead and did it anyway. Albeit 8 years late to the party, and let's just say the results were, interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it really doesn't look that bad if you just squint your eyes a little or, close them completely. I know fuller lips are currently all the rage, but this is a health concern above all else. Thankfully, you can relax. This clip's lips are actually puffed up by a video filter and not actual DIY cosmetic trickery. But let's move on to another beauty-related regret, and one that is painfully real. Now, we've all had bad hairdos. The early 2000s were not a great time for me. However, when this next woman attempted to dye her hair by herself at home, she found out the hard way about what happens when you don't leave it to the professionals.
Yep. Now it looks like a spider-webbed Brillo pad. Oh, God. Look at the bright side. At least it didn't happen to us. What? Eat it? What? This is what you wanted, isn't it? You gotta go and eat it. You think about it.
Yeah, I don't think she intended for that to happen. Essentially, what Stephanie here did was bleach her hair, which removes pigment from darker hair to achieve lighter colors, such as blonde. However, if done too regularly or left in too long, like Stephanie evidently did, it can severely damage the hair, causing it to become dry, brittle, and prone to breakage, with a stringy and stretchy consistency. And as I think Stephanie's expression made very clear, this wasn't really the look she had in mind. In another hairy situation, one TikToker was attempting to roll her hair with a round brush, though she soon got herself into a bit of a knot.
Okay, so I'm currently going through the 7 stages of grief right now because my hair is stuck in this round brush and I can't get it out. Oh my god, like it's literally so stuck. Oh, I don't know what to do. Pull it up. I just feel like I'm making it worse. This is so bad. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna try to cut these little knobs off with these stupid scissors because I can't find our normal ones. And if I cut my hair, then, well, that's the only other option, so. Okay. Please, God. Like, literally.
God can't save you now.
Oh my god, they're not even coming out of the brush. I'm screwed. I'm totally screwed. Okay, I got a few of these out, and it's gonna take forever, but it is my only hope.
Hey, you got it out. Good job.
Wow, what an emotional roller coaster. If you couldn't tell by the red face, tears, and streams of mascara, this really was a moment of intense regret. But hey, at least she eventually managed to get it out and appropriately yeeted it straight into the trash can forevermore. Moving on to another failed beauty look, TikToker Holly Sasha decided to go with a bit of an avant-garde look when she covered her entire face in a kaleidoscope of rainbow hearts. Now, the artistry and workmanship are undeniably impressive. However, it seems Holly hadn't considered one very important factor.
This is me, taking off a look that took 3 hours. I've only had it on for 5 minutes. But I'm really not looking to break out. I'm really hoping I at least got my 15 minutes of fame from this because my face is probably going to be stained for weeks. Thank you for coming to my TED.
Oh. Better gonna look like one of them midgets off of...
Damn, that really wasn't coming off. Holly used face paints by a company called Grimace, whose website claims the paints should come off eventually with a good amount of warm water, soap, shampoo, or cleansing lotion. The time frame isn't specified though, so for all we know, Holly could still be wiping away right now. But that wasn't the first and certainly won't be the last time someone makes the same fatal error. Another girl's Halloween costume had a similarly lasting effect after she chose to paint her face a vibrant shade of blue. And just to clarify, she went as the very iconic Halloween character of a balloon, which is actually scarier than you'd imagine. Take a look.
Part 1 of my stupid Halloween decision. I was dressed as a balloon in a balloon bouquet. After the party, I realized the face paint would not come off.
Look on the bright side. Now your costume doubles as an avatar background character. You're already true blue in the face, technically.
I washed my face for more than 30 minutes. No matter how much soap I used and how much time I spent, my face and hands remained blue. I read the label instructions and continued washing my face for another 15 minutes. Then I decided to go to A and W before continuing, because anyways, I looked damn good.
Now she's looking a little deflated, huh? You might also say she's got the blues. Okay, I'll stop now. But there really is no denying how hilarious it is to imagine her turning up to work with the remnants of her blue hue.
Look at the bright side. Now you can get sponsored by Blue Chew really easily. We gonna edit that out.
Still on her face. But if you want to see something really scary, then just get a load of this next face paint disaster.
How can it be worse than the last one?
It's not coming off, Shine.
And if that already didn't give you nightmares, just imagine this fella appearing at the foot of your bed during a spell of sleep paralysis. Truly terrifying. But moving to the end of our face paint bunch, this last guy was left looking a little red in the face after attempting to dress up as a flamingo. Because you know, all good ideas begin with dressing up as a flamingo.
Bro, come on, bro. Homie. Are you auditioning to be in the Barbie movie? Like, you can't be.
I mean, if being severely sunburnt ever comes into fashion, then this guy is definitely way ahead of the curve. Though having learned his lesson the hard way, I doubt he'll be in a rush to be dressing up as a flamingo anytime soon. But of all the regrettable messes people have gotten themselves into, the one caused by these next two little boys is arguably one of the worst. If you were planning on having kids, you might be left rethinking that after seeing this next video.
What is going on?
I slid straight through the mud about 20 million times.
These are what proof?
Until I was 4.
You alright, Michael?
No.
What's the matter?
I'm cold. Same. It's the first day.
Wow. Are you regretting your life's choices?
You said the first one sounds like a warrior child.
Right? Only these boys decided to, quote,
in the mud.
slide straight through the mud like 20 million times.
Yeah.
And clearly, by the look of the little one on the bike, his muddy Mischief wasn't the best choice he's ever made. But some lessons, I'm afraid, need to be learned the hard way. Like, for example, we all know that the British Royal Guards have very serious work to do, and while many tourists might assume they're merely the same as the cartoon mascots of Disney World, these guys, as you'll soon see, are not quite as approachable as Mickey and the gang.
He shouts in her face.
Do not touch the King's lifeguard!
Message loud and clear. But hey, looking after a mythical institution, the royal family, is very serious work.
And wearing a pair of Nicki Minaj platform rubber boots. All the rage in wherever he's at the moment.
Although I have to say, the fact that these guys are called the King's lifeguards instantly makes me think of swimming. And let's just say, I certainly don't want to imagine King Charles in a bathing suit. Anyway, moving on to something completely unrelated before I get demonetized for treason. When one guy was on a zipline in Hawaii, he was seemingly having the time of his life. That was until an unexpected disaster happened. Take a look.
Just got done ziplining and I lost my retainer. Only me, dude.
Oh dear. Seems he was having a bit too much fun. All jokes aside, let this be a lesson that it's probably best to remove any dentures before doing extreme sports. Still, it's kind of fun to think that somewhere down there in the woods below there may be a wild boar or something sniffing around this toothy retainer and trying it on for size. Speaking of wildlife, when this next guy caught a wild squirrel in a cage, he decided to show off his catch to TikTok. Only his method of showing said squirrel wasn't the brightest idea. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that if you want to keep an animal caged, you should probably keep the cage, I don't know, closed. Honestly, with the lack of brain cells some people have, it's a wonder that they've managed to survive so far in life. Likewise here, one dimwit made the mistake of not closing their window in midwinter in Norway. And as you can see, their entire room wound up being avalanched by a sheet of snow. Sure, it might look pretty whimsical now, but once the central heating kicks in and the stuff melts, that's when the real chaos begins.
That's when computer screwed.
On to yet another regrettable disaster. This next guy innocently opened a glass door when all of a sudden things took a rather unexpected turn. Check it out. Jesus, talk about a jump scare. So, how did that happen? Well, tempered glass like that is designed to break into smaller pieces rather than large, dangerous shards. And it's usually super strong, but if there's a fracture along the narrow edge, it can explode into those tiny glass pieces. And in this case, it looks like the edge snagged against the raised floor inside the room, and boom. Speaking of jump scares, that reminds me of this next clip where a guy was shopping at a Halloween store in Tennessee. And well, after toying with one of the decorations, he received the fright of his life. Yikes, dude looked ready to square up. And if it's scary enough to spook a grown man, imagine what it'd do to a group of unsuspecting trick-or-treaters.
Now,
if there's anywhere where things can and probably will go wrong, it's in the kitchen. Let's face it, being a chef isn't something that comes natural to all of us. And this next guy certainly exemplified that when he attempted to flip a pancake. What could possibly go wrong?
Go on, and again, and again. Yeah, there we go. Go on, you got it. You're on camera now, you got to do it.
Whoa!
I mean, considering that this clip came from a soccer team, I would hope that his aim is somewhat better on the pitch. Still, I'm hardly one to judge. It's rare that I even eat without getting food down myself. This next young lady, likewise, is no stranger to overt excitement causing a little chaos. She was attempting to celebrate with a bottle of champagne and decided to get the fizz flowing by shaking up the bottle. Only she seemed to have a bit of a hard time getting the cork off at first. Take a look.
Go get it. No. Oh my God, in the face.
Talk about a money shot, huh? I guess this is why they call it champagne. Now, on first watch, it might seem as if the cork hits her in the face, but on slow motion replay analysis, it appears the cork actually shot right past her, though the champagne certainly gave her a generous blasting to the face. Well, at least she enjoyed a taste of success, even if it was a little intense. In a similar vein, this next TikToker had a very messy incident whilst eating her breakfast on the go. Check it out.
Please nobody poop on her face. Please don't let a bird poop on her face. What happened?
No.
Oh, that's bad. That's real bad.
No.
Yeah, that's bad. That's real bad.
No.
And you're not even home. You got to go back home, change out your...
Oof. That's a rough start to your day. Something tells me she had to make a trip back home. But hey, I'd be lying if I said I've never had to make a trip back home due to a brown disaster. Though that's a story for another day.
The moral of this video is only be clumsy when your camera isn't recording. That's how I get by. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. It's your boy BlastphamousHD. Also make sure to check out Be Amazed. Twisms.